So I'm here with Jay from the Rubicon project. And Jay, I just wanted to ask you a couple of quick questions based on the discussion during your panel session earlier on this afternoon. The first one was, we talked a bit about whether the developments in the marketplace here in Germany would result in a reduction of the numbers of sales houses. Yep. And, you know, panelists had competing views on that. Could you tell us a little bit what you think about that?
I don't think it's necessarily going to create a reduction in sales houses. I think sales houses are definitely going to have to start to get smarter about how they utilize technology and how they move from like any other publisher, move from a world where they sell direct and the rest of it goes to quote unquote remnant and use remnant solutions. And I think that's been kind of the legacy to a world in which they're retooling the organization to maximize yield for the publishers, which obviously maximizes yield for them, where they're essentially separating and bifurcating their sales organization to what is automated trading and what is the creative sales process. And that is going to be a very different complexion of a sales organization.
And further to the discussion about what is going to become automated and what that will look like, there was also quite a bit of discussion this afternoon about what what people fear in the marketplace here in Germany. Sure. And what do you think? Firstly, what do you think it is that people fear most? And secondly, what do you think they can do to kind of tackle those fears and turn them into opportunities?
Yeah, no, fantastic question. I think most publishers fear loss of control more than anything else. They want to make sure that they don't erode their direct sales efforts, or more importantly, erode their direct sales CPMs and the yield that they see when they're selling quote-unquote premium inventory. I think the key and most important thing for publishers to realize that opening inventory into a supply-side platform gives them an amazing amount of control. They don't lose control by opening up inventory to real-time bidding. In fact, they have tremendous amounts of control and levers that they can use, whether it's setting floor prices by advertiser, floor prices by agency, doing things such as setting priority access controls, so giving a certain advertiser first right of refusal or completely private access to certain impressions or areas on the site. So really the tools are now in place where a publisher has a tremendous amount of flexibility with how they manage their programmatic sales and make sure that it complements rather than takes away from their direct sales activities.
Yeah, cool. So a lot of opportunities, really. Tremendous
amounts of opportunities. I mean, the reality of it is I don't care how good your sales team is, they can never take every insertion order. And by they can't take every single brief that every advertiser has in a market. So allowing for programmatic trading allows them to take budget from advertisers that they may not have ever seen before, whether they be non-endemic advertisers or category adjacent advertisers that might not have enough spend to allocate towards a particular site. So it gives a tremendous amount of additional demand for their impressions and for the inventory and traffic on their site than they previously would have ever been able to capture. So marrying programmatic trading with direct sales and the creative sell that really salespeople need to be able to do, that consultative sale that our former or our co-panelist from Interactive Media was discussing, that's exactly what we want to encourage and what publishers need to see to maximize the yield on the site.
And finally, could you just tell us what you thought about the conference this afternoon? What were the highlights of AdTrader 2012 for you?
Sure, I think the big highlight really was it was triple the size or quadruple the size of last year. It's great to see the level of interest in Europe's largest display marketplace. And I think most importantly was really actually the caliber of the attendees. People like Matthias Ehrlich, who are massive decision makers in the ecosystem here in Germany that would not have attended last year, and it would have been kind of low on his radar. Having him here, having him being a part of it, and discussing both the pros and the cons of programmatic trading is important to creating a lively debate and moving the needle, because when it's just the converted that the preacher's talking to, there's not a lot of room for change in a market, and it's actually really great to see dissenting factions and dissenting ideas so that there can be a lively conversation and debate about how we move in that direction.
Great. So to a bigger and better Ad Trader 2013.
Yep, indeed. Yep. Absolutely. I think we'll see a much bigger one next year.
Excellent. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks.